My name is Jeff Hickson. I work as a deputy sheriff with the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office. The first time I was interested in attending church, I didn't fit in my mind, and I didn't feel right, so I didn't continue going. I only went one or two times. So I was in a relationship with a girl, and she was attending a small group. She would call me and tell me about it, and had this like big excitement about God and her moments and her experiences. So I wanted to experience it, and I asked her if I could go to her church, and she actually told me I wasn't welcome at her church, that I wasn't allowed to come. And then we ended up breaking up over that conversation. It hurt, it was painful. Disappointment big time. It tore me up. So it definitely reinforced my thoughts. I didn't think I belonged in a church. I just didn't think that was for me. Maybe God wasn't for me, and maybe I didn't deserve to know God. It was probably a couple days. Then I decided I'm going to give it one more shot. So I reached out to someone I knew and asked if I could attend his church, and said, yes, you can come to my church. I'd love to have you. When Red actually told me that I could come, it was definitely like a little bit of a boost. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I am allowed to, experience this like other people are. It actually felt really good for him to say that and say that I was welcome and he'd love to have me. And the first time going in, I walk in and I got all these people greeting me. The biggest thing that I remember of the first day is this guy comes up to me wearing, a sports jacket, jeans, looking cool, older guy, and he's talking to me. And he's just so nice about, like, hey, I'm glad to have you here. Is this your first time here? What's your name? Actually being like really cool and really nice. And that was something different I've never experienced from a stranger at a church. And I'm sitting in the auditorium, and that same guy that talked to me walks up on the stage and ends up being the pastor of the church. And it was just like a cool experience, how nice he was and how, welcoming he was. When I filled out one of the connection cards, and I actually had someone from the church, he just called me. He's like, hey, you want to get a cup of coffee and just talk and hang out? And that was awesome. That was like really cool. That was definitely like a big changing point. So it was really cool. And just experiencing that was awesome, to know that someone cared, and knowing that that's actually what Christ feels for you. Who wouldn't want that? Now that I'm actually serving, I just want everyone to kind of feel and experience the same thing that I definitely have, the difference in my life and stuff like that. I love helping out with the youth and helping out those kids. I definitely didn't have that growing up. Make sure those kids don't have to feel like they're unwanted or like they're not welcome, stuff like that. Because I feel like that's definitely something that we're called to do, is help and build and bring people to Christ. If I was to talk to myself or someone like me from a year ago, I would definitely say we're wanted more than anything. And that just taking that first step is the biggest and hardest choice, but it is so rewarding. It's life-changing. When I talk to people, especially people that knew me from a year ago, they're like, something's different about you. I was like, yeah, because I met God, and it's awesome.